Welcome to GH Spotlight. I am James Lott Jr. And once again, I'm bringing back someone else who's done music for the show. I did this years ago with someone else. You guys seem to like it. And I've also had Fido Xavier, who is one of the directors, who's also a musician. He's been on the show also. And so I bring somebody back. This song literally is my favorite song of all of the newer half of the nurses' balls on General Hospital. They started rerunning the nurses' balls again since there is no new shows right now due to COVID. And we started, and this version is actually this person's version, not the one that Hudson West and Roger Howarth sing. So I'm going to play a piece of that. And I'll introduce him.
Sitting up, 'cause I can see and into this mystery. It's not as scary as it seems. Swear that I can breathe it in, deeper than the ocean. And as crazy as it seems, says the world to me, this could be just what I need. This changes everything.
Now, I was looking at this video where he looks like a baby in this video. I see him now in front of me. Go to the video. He looks completely different.
Oh, yeah.
My new friend, Chris Ryan. Hi, Chris.
Hello. How you doing?
Welcome. I think, yeah, you look so baby-faced. It was only like 4 years ago.
I'll look like that again if I shave this. I'm just waiting for this pandemic to be over. This is like a gauge of like where we're at.
Well, you might be having a long beard come.
I know. I'm ready for it.
You're ready for it. So welcome to the show. I'm glad I reached out to you a while back. You got back to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I apologize back to you a little bit late.
That's fine. There's always time. I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home. Like, what are you doing? I'm writing songs. Yeah, so we're good. All right, so that song is so beautiful. And it was sang during the 2016 Nurses Ball. They just re-showed that recently. So first of all, did you know they were going to re-air? And how did you know that they re-aired it?
I did know that they were going to re-air it. I have a couple friends that work at ABC, and they kind of told me, like, I kind of assumed that they were going to start replaying episodes, and it did cross my mind that they might replay that episode, which the first time that it aired, I got a lot of, that's when I posted that video, because I was like, oh, well, it's a pretty prominent place for the song to be played. I'm sure that people will be like looking for it and whatnot. So I was sure that I put something up for people to find, Yeah.
That was me. I was like, what's the song? What's the song? It has almost 10,000 views, you guys. So people like the song. I mean, that's good. For a song that's from a soap opera. And this is featured in a soap opera. So I know, there's some of these old stuff. So, I mean, and you were on it. You sang part of it. I mean, they let you sing part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So how was that?
That was pretty crazy. That song had been in a library that General Hospital uses for a while. That song had probably actually been, it's for sure been used before in the background.
Okay.
But I got an email from the music supervisor one day basically saying, hey, I want to use this song in this scene. Do you think that, he asked me for the chords at first, because at first they were going to have an actor play it. And it went back and forth. Like, it went through probably like 3 or 4 different rewrites.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, by the end of it, the music supervisor's name is Paul Glass. He was like, he had emailed me and basically said, well, would you be willing to play? And I was like, yes, of course. And then it just kept going and kind of turned into like, okay, well, we're going to do half like Jake and Franco, and then we're going to have you do another piece of it. And I was like, I'm game for anything.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You tell me what to do. So it was a pretty cool experience. And to be able to perform that song and it be like so prominent in that scene and be a part of it was really kind of special. You know what I mean?
So, okay, so I want to ask this logistically, because at first you're in the background with the guitar, and then you come out at some because they start singing part because folks, you guys remember Jake's a little nervous. He's a little kid. Hudson West, his character's nervous, and Franco comes on stage to help him get unnervous. And they start, but you're right. At one point, which I thought was so shocking when I first saw it, the first time, like, oh, so they kind of stop. You come up to the front. And so, did you ever watch soaps? Did you ever know about General Hospital? Did you know soaps? I mean,
know about it because I've been writing for them for a while.
Oh, okay.
So this is one of a lot of songs that I've written for them. This is just the one that's been definitely one of the most prominent. So yeah, it was a cool thing to just kind of like come out of the blue, you know. That song, by the time they used it, I think that I had submitted it in like 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and there was even a little, like, we even rewrote it a little bit to fit the scene a little bit better. So yeah, you just never know what'll happen with music that you put in like a library like that, because you know General Hospital uses a lot of music background wall to wall, so they're always like needing more music all the time, you know.
How did you get involved with the music department there?
So I had a friend who worked there, and I've been doing music for forever. I was in bands all the way back since I was 15. I went on my first tour when I was 15. And yeah, when that was a completely different style of music, heavy metal, pretty much the far end of the spectrum.
I love it.
But yeah, when in the midst of all that, I was just always kind of writing and trying to pursue like a career of some kind. So I had written a few songs and submitted it to this library that I knew did music for ABC television shows, and I kept kind of getting like, oh, that's nice, you know, going back and forth.
Great, and like, you know, that's good, okay, good, great, thank you,
or whatever, and it was, but basically, I ended up getting a meeting with someone high up in that department, and I was like, and I brought my guitar to the meeting, and I was like, can I play you a song? If you like it, cool. If not, cool.
Yeah, why not?
And that's put in the door. And after I got done playing the song, she was like, would you be willing to sell that song? I was like, yes. Absolutely.
Like, sure, God, yours, already yours, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, that's very cool, because I mean, there's always music in background stuff. There's always music, love songs like that. But I never knew how you get into it. I didn't know how anybody got into it. Just that
yeah, there's so many. I mean, there's so many different music libraries that supply music everywhere from movies to, you know, all across the spectrum. It's a large business.
I know, yeah, it is.
Because
are you a prolific writer?
A prolific writer? You think like I don't know. I kind of will just well, earlier I had to learn how to write to assignment, you know what I mean? That was different, because I started writing songs like this when I was probably like 16 or 17, and back then it was all about like inspiration, you know what I mean? I need inspiration, I need something to happen, and then it starts to shift, like, this is your job, and yes, when somebody asks you for something, like, you have to learn how to tap into that. So
I'm learning. Yes, I'm learning that. Yes.
Yeah, it's super valuable skill, and I struggled with it at first, but I've gotten better with it, because you just realize, like, you know, I'm doing something that I love, and like learning how to turn it on and off is super valuable, and that's where the whole like artist discipline thing starts to come in, you know. It's like you start off doing something that you love, but if you don't like put a little bit of discipline on yourself, like you'll procrastinate and whatever, you know. Us musicians are notorious for that.
Yes. Oh, I'll get to it later. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tonight. I'll get to it later. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm learning that right now because like I said to you before, I'm writing a score to a film, and it's very interesting because I had to watch the movie like 10 times, and the
Yeah,
scenes and kind of get the mood. And so you're right, but I love doing it. You're right. I mean, it's like, oh, poor James, he's writing music to something. Yeah, poor Chris, he's writing music to a show. Like it's
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like no, it's great. I mean, I could be in a cubicle pushing papers. I don't want
totally.
so it's just like but you're right. It taps into a different part of your brain because we're
Yeah,
artists. The one thing is we're artists. That's number one. We're artists. That's the foundation. So anything
yep,
above that, we kind of have to train ourselves to keep the artistry going too, and not like kill it. You know.
yeah, definitely.
So you've been writing songs. So you've been with General Hospital. Well, it's got affiliated with them for a long time. Then at this point.
Yeah, and it's not just General Hospital. I've done things for other shows on ABC. Not specifically, like I said, the library that I write for um, will they kind of like know what certain shows are looking for. So like back in the day when I first started, like I had songs on One Life to Live,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and All My Children, um, and yeah, both those shows really helped like get me established too, because both uh, Paul was the music supervisor for One Life to Live, and then Jerry Pilato was the music supervisor for All My Children, and um, they both definitely like helped me get established in that library because they would kept using things, you know what I mean? So I owed a lot of gratitude to them, you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, it just takes one person to believe in you and help you along that gets your career going. I mean, that's what we're all looking for, right?
Yep.
Somebody go, I want to try this kid is okay. We're gonna try to, he's writing some cool music, so we're gonna keep him going, and that'll and you don't know who's watching or listening to you. You never know, and that's what'll lead to the next thing.
Yeah.
Of course. Um, so I mean, okay, so now, but you made an appearance. So you made an appearance on General Hospital singing your song, part of your song. Did anybody tease you? Did anybody get excited? Was it exciting? Like, what? I mean, because you literally were on screen. So what was that like for you?
It was really exciting for me. I'd never been around anything like that, and everyone on set was just like, they were really nice and gracious to me, you know what I mean? They knew that I wasn't an actor, and actually at one point the executive producer, Frank Valentini, he kind of he basically got everyone's attention at one point and said like, hey, I want everyone to know that like this is the songwriter of this song, like, and that was just like, he didn't have to do that, you know what I mean?
That's very
Like
nice.
that was really cool. So everyone was like really kind, and man, the speed at which they film this stuff is amazing.
Glad you said that.
Yeah, it's insane. I was like expecting to be there, you know, however, I mean, we were probably done in like 3 or 4 hours, like from the start to the end. And then like they were moving on to their next item, and I was like, cool, thanks for coming. Like, dang, you guys,
Next.
yeah, you guys work so hard, you know?
They do. The crew, everybody, they work very hard. They do like 7, 8. They do 7, 8 shows a week. They're just like, next, you did it. Okay, God, and the cut print, it's done. Okay, let's go to the next thing. We don't have time anymore. So I know
Totally.
it's very hard. Did you have to record the Hudson West, you and Roger version? Also, you had to record that separately, didn't you?
No,
No?
they recorded their parts separately, and then my part was from the original track.
Oh, he's put it together. Okay.
Hmm.
And you guys pantomime sing, right? You didn't mime singing. You didn't sing.
Yeah. Most of the time, that's how it is on
Right.
pretty much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we did it. They played it live, and I just played along and sang, and they sang along as well.
Was your guitar tuned up or anything? Or no? Was it just like?
Yeah, I was tuned up, but there was no. They don't use any of the live audio.
Okay. So
So
the mics aren't hot. Nothing's hot. It's just like.
they don't put them in the final edit. Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Technical questions I'm asking. I'm just like curious stuff I'm asking. Sorry, little technical stuff. And when I say mic hot, I mean it's like it's on. You can actually sing to it. A lot of shows, if you guys don't know this at home, they are done. They call it mime singing or mime acting, where they're lip syncing it basically. They're not really singing it live. A lot of shows use this technique all the time. They just play the track in the background. But I was just curious, you guys, it sounded so seamless how they did it. I mean, that's good. I mean, it's good editing, obviously. It sounded like you guys were singing it live. I know you weren't, but it sounded like you guys were all three together.
Yeah, definitely. They did a good job of splicing in their parts into the original track.
I don't know, no, but thank you. I just love that song. It's just one of my favorites. You can see it. You can see it on YouTube under Chris Ryan. It's on YouTube. Now I want to ask you, what are you doing these days musically? I see a piano behind you. Like, what's going on for you musically these days?
I'm still writing for music libraries. Still providing music to the same TV shows. You know what I mean? Outside of the soap opera world, I've had songs on 2020. I've had songs on What Would You Do?
Wow.
The Chew used to use me a lot. ABC News. So it's and background stuff. Most of it would never like rise to the level of anyone asking me about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just still providing music for that library, and that's my main source of income right now. And yeah, it's been great.
And you're lucky you do it from home.
Yes, definitely.
You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, I have a producer and an engineer that I work with as well, but I have my own like home studio setup as well. So, you know, it's set up now so that we can kind of like trade. I'll do my vocal at home, and we'll go over there and finish up production a little bit. So, yeah, it's a really nice way to work. It's, working from home is like, I'm sure that you're like, it's the procrastination thing. You gotta be like, we're getting this done today. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, I want to go outside in the backyard. I have a hammock back there. I'm just like, would it be nice if I made a drink for myself, just went out there the rest of the afternoon? And some days you can do that, and some days you can't. Some days you have to go to work.
Yeah.
Go to work. Sucks. And I live here in LA, of course, where everything's just nice. It's always nice all the time. Always. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was just wondering for you. I mean, so is there anything outside? I know you're working for the shows, but anything for you outside? Any kind of music stuff for you outside? Are you thinking about at some point, or?
I have tracks that are my own that I feel like are separate from the music catalog. Like, I wouldn't want to sell them because hopefully, you know, I feel like I'm kind of building a music catalog to hopefully get placements in other places outside of having to sell the songs. But so that's kind of what I'm doing. I have like a small catalog of music that's like ready to go if anybody needed it, or trying to figure out where to pitch it to, you know. And I feel like it's good to have like a little bit of a resume if you have a back catalog of music, and just be like, oh, these other, you know, TV shows have used me before, so hopefully like you'll take a listen. Because that's the hardest part of this whole industry, is like getting people to listen. Which, I mean, part of that is like growing your profile. But there's many ways to do that. Many ways.
Nowadays there is, especially when you started back in 2013 or 12, there wasn't. There's more now. I mean, like when I started, there wasn't. There's more now. There's more now avenues to get your music out there. I mean, you know, God bless the internet and everything and technology. We're very fortunate now to do that. Yeah, I know last year, before all this stuff went down, I came in a little bit of money, and I decided I'm going to buy stuff to make a studio at home and do. I mean, I started doing like, I got ring lights and microphones and all these things. I got an upgraded computer, and little did I know a year later it would come in handy. Like little did I know. Like I didn't know it was going to happen.
Totally. And I'm glad that I made this investment into this like little home studio. It's because I've used it here and there, but I've used it a lot more in the last year.
Okay. Exactly. I was like, oh, okay. Because now once Hollywood shut down, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Well, luckily, I have all this, and I can do it. I have producers too that I work with, and I have background singers, things like that for things that I do, and so we can all do it from our homes, which was kind of very cool. Just send files back and forth, or share files in a document form, and it's been actually luckily for us, so we can actually do this and not be too affected having to go out there.
That's what I keep telling people is like me and like my little like group of people are really lucky to be able to be in the position. You know, so many people are like, you know, they don't have any source of income outside of this. You know what I mean? Like we're incredibly like lucky and blessed to be able to do this. You know what I mean? And yeah, you just gotta like that.
I agree. I totally agree. No, I totally agree. I mean, I'm very fortunate I can still do this, and a lot of us are at home doing these Zoom meetings. I'm able to do this and still continue on some level. But yeah, blessings everywhere, all around. I don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah.
I talk about being in a hammock in the backyard, but I am fortunate I have that too. I get to do that. Not everybody has those kind of spaces either, so I know for some people it's not easy. I do feel for them, and for all the crew members on these shows and everybody behind the scenes, I really feel for them because they can't work.
Yeah, it's rough.
You know, it's so tough. But music is important. I'm glad music is out there. We're putting music out there. It's funny, ABC News. Now I'm see ABC News and think, was that a Chris song? I never knew you did that kind of stuff for other things too. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like whatever the editors or the music supervisors find in this library of music, but you know, they'll find something that they like and then they'll use it over and over again, and then sometimes they'll ask for more of the same thing, and that's just kind of how you like establish a foothold in something like that, because there's plenty of music libraries out there that you can sell music to, but you don't know if it's ever going to get placed. So it's that's why what I do is really nice, because I'm pretty much only doing it if they need it. So I know that it's like worth it to sell my publishing to them, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, may your creativity continue to flow.
Thank you so much.
Flow. Chris Ryan is Chris Ryan on YouTube, chrisryanmusic.net. He's on Twitter at Chris Ryan Blue, also on IG at Chris Ryan Blue. Go ahead and find him. Hear his music. That video for these changes, everything, I will post again on our GH page so you can remind yourself of the song. I'm going to post his version. And then this interview will be everywhere, of course. Thanks, Chris, for being on the show.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you so much.
And everyone, please be safe out there. Stay sane. And the General Hospital, we don't know when's coming back yet. Right now, the virus has things on hold. So I know they want to come back and start filming again. I know they're ready to do this. They want to give you shows again. But safety first. Everyone, please wash your hands and wear a mask.